And as I said right at the beginning, production of the first coins for the new reign and our new king are in circulation after following the sterling work that you can see there. Sterling, no pun intended, at the Royal Mint. Beginning, of course, the transition in terms of branding from Queen Elizabeth II to her son and his reign, and the portrait of the king on the nation's coinage. It has been created to emboss the King's cipher on one side and his own image on the other, and it will appear elsewhere. Cameron Walker, our royal correspondent, joins me in the studio now to talk about that and other matters. A quick take on the coinage, because we're going to be talking to someone from the Royal Mint in just a moment. It's a big deal because it's a big marker in a moment in time, as it were.
Oh, completely. It's the biggest change to UK coinage since decimalisation in the 1970s, Alistair. As you said, one side of a coin will have the new King's face on. The other side is actually in commemoration to Her Majesty the Queen, and it's going to be containing the same design that was put on coins in 1953 to commemorate her coronation, so a nod to her late Majesty. 9.6 million copies of this new 50p coin to mark Her Majesty the Queen's death at the age of 96 will go into circulation from December.
Brilliant. OK, fine. Now, you came in clutching a statement which has that giveaway red crest at the top. Breaking news.
It does. From Buckingham Palace, it's been announced that His Majesty the King is now the Captain General of the Royal Marines on its 358th anniversary. Of course, it was a post held by Prince Harry up until 2021, when he left as a senior working member of the royal family. But perhaps more important is the fact it was held by his father, Prince Philip, for so many years, the King's father, Prince Philip, for so many years. He took up that post the day before the Queen's coronation in 1953. And the King has actually released a statement to the Royal Marines. In a special message, he said, "It is with the greatest possible pleasure to assume the role of your Captain General. I am exceptionally proud to follow in the footsteps of so many members of my family over the last 3.5 centuries, all of whom have held the role with a deep sense of admiration." Now, of course,
let me butt in just for folk who are listening to the conversation on radio, apart from a lovely picture there. Now that, funnily enough, is the King with, I think, Royal Marines looking at the green caps there. But before that was a picture of the King as a prince, a commanding officer of HMS Bronington, which was fishery patrol involved in the Cod War. I mean, he's a proper, there he is in all of his lovely regalia, but he was a proper serving seaman.
He was. He started his Royal Naval career in 1972. He followed in the footsteps of his father and grandfather as well. He served on the guided missile destroyer HMS Norfolk as well. He qualified as a helicopter pilot as well in the 1970s. So he has done it. He's also been on a 9-month tour. I think his last, as you just mentioned, Alistair, his last 9 months in the Royal Navy was taking command of the coastal minehunter HMS Bronington.
Minehunter, my mistake, but I do remember it being involved in the Cod War. You've got final 15 seconds, and that is to underline folk at home who will be looking this up if they're interested in it, that the Royal Marines decision is big because it nods to Harry and it nods to the late Duke of Edinburgh. It's
huge. It's a long line of members of the royal family who have taken up this position. There were rumours perhaps it would be Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, to take up the position, given the fact she is so involved in the Royal Navy, but clearly it's now the King.
Brilliant.